are you, sir?
I'm doing fine. And you?
I'm very well, sir. Thank you.
Good. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to be a part of this discussion on issues that affect our nation, especially for those events that are coming for 2023. I'm delighted to be a part of the discussion that includes so many notable Nigerians, Professor Magalu, Omeaneni, my speaker, Gali Umar Naaba, and a whole lot of others. The question before us is about zoning and 2023. It's always my belief that in the 668 local governments and the 6 area councils of this country, there is none of them that when we want a presidential material, a person qualified, man or woman, to be president of this nation, we will not have so many in every local government. So the question about merit is that we have so many people that have that merit, that thing called merit, that thing called qualification to be president of this nation and take this nation to greater heights. But what has always been the problem is that we have very weak institutions, particularly that institution which organizes the platform for election of our leaders. I'm talking about INEC. And so that institution, from one generation of leadership to the other, has continued to get weaker. And so unless we get to that point where votes will count, unless we get to that point where one vote can make one lose an election and where one vote can make one win an election, then the person that is so elected will have respect for the people that elected him, will have respect for the rule of law, will have respect for the constitution of the land. But what do we see today? People just get up, win election. They can even say a whole section of a country or a whole section of a state. They don't want to deal with that section of the state. And they still go ahead to win election. In a normal claim, they ought not to win that election. So something is essentially wrong. So what Nigerians should be calling for is to call for strengthening of our national institutions, including the police, INEC, and all such institutions. I'm talking about zoning. Now that I've talked about the weakness of our institutions for election. Now, if we allow this thing and say we're looking for merit, merit is everywhere in all the local governments, like I've said. But the zoning now takes care of this deficiency that we have, the weak institutions. Now, when we zone to a particular region, then we look for the persons or persons that are qualified, that have that merit, and we'll find them in
it seems it has frozen.
Three.
Hello, sir. it seems we are having issues with his microphone. Hello, sir. Maybe
The middle gifted people.
It's freezing.
Can you hear me now?
Okay, I'm hearing you now, sir.
Okay, so I'm saying that it is only this zoning because of the weak nature of our institutions. It is this zoning that gives some kind of remedy that when we zone to a particular geopolitical zone, then we look for the best hands there. We give them the opportunity to bring the best hands. And like Professor Mogolu said, yes, that is true. From 1999, it was zoned to the Southwest because of the perceived injustice that was done against the Southwest with the Abiola election. And so Obasanjo and Falai were the forerunners.
It seems we have issues again.
Yeah. Can you hear my voice?
Okay, I can hear your voice now, sir.
Yes. Now, what I'm saying is that from 1999, we had the Southwest. And from 2007, after the 8 years of President Obasanjo, can you still hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Okay. After the 8 years rule of Obasanjo, the game was thrown open to all Nigerians. And we all know that at that time, if it was left like that, Chief Peter Odili would have won that election because I was a delegate. I was fully involved. But because of this zoning system, President Obasanjo ensured and talked about the zoning and zoned it to the Northwest. And that produced Yaradua. Then by this occurrence of death, Goodluck Jonathan came on board. And it was said that because of what they call gentleman arrangement, after the 4 years of Goodluck Jonathan, that he will hand over back to the North as that type of zoning arrangement. And so the people that rose against Goodluck Jonathan and voted for another candidate in another party, that is the reason that was given, that he did not obey the zoning arrangement. So we are here now. All other geopolitical zones have tested this, except the Southeast. Is it that when it comes to the Southeast that we are talking about merit? I know of notable Southeasterners that can produce, if we're talking about the president of the world, they can produce the president of the world by their quality. So I think we should not change the game midway or change the rule while the game is going on. I think zoning should stand, and the zoning to the Southeast should stand, and in fact, to correct for the weakness of INEC as it stands, that is where that zoning should stand, so that Nigeria can get to the next step that we need to get to. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Before I call on the